Namaste. My name is Neha Khaitan, and I'm the founder of A Flower Child, a platform for visual arts, children's books, and storytelling. Anekdotes is the storytelling wing of A Flower Child. I am a Bharatanatyam dancer, and I love to intersperse classical dance and music in my storytelling sessions. I'm from Hyderabad, and the most fascinating part of the city for me is the rockscape of Hyderabad. Now, these rocks are 2,500 million years old. They are older than the Himalayas, and they form a fascinating landscape. They look as if they are forming the interior decor of the city. Now they are very delicately poised on one another at many parts, and it looks as if they might fall, but they have weathered chemical and physical actions, harsh chemical and physical actions over the millennia. They come in various shapes and sizes. Some look like humans, some look like animals, and it is so beautiful. But the sad part is, it's a pity that many of these rocks are being blasted, and many of the beautiful rocks have vanished because urbanization requires fancy houses and tall buildings. But there's a group of highly concerned people. And this group is called Society to Save Rocks. And this group was founded in 1996, and they work very hard at saving the heritage of the city. While I talk about rocks, I would like to talk about an interesting anecdote. In the year 1920, a general by the name Mehdi Nawaz Jung, who later became the commissioner of the Municipal Corporation of Hyderabad, bought 200 acres of rocky wasteland in Banjara Hills in Hyderabad. And he built a cave castle which he called Khaitan. Now, this castle was a view, it was a beautiful view, a thing to visit. And Khaitan means land of mountains. Many ambassadors came has and stayed at Khaitan as his guest. Even Rabindranath Tagore visited Khaitan, and he was so enamored by the construction that he made this comment that if he did not have Shantiniketan to actually look after, he would have loved to settle in Khaitan. And he wrote a poem in Bengali for his kind host, Mehdi Nawaz Jung, which he himself translated to English. And I would love to read this poem out for you. From the distance, thou didst appear, barricaded in rocky aloofness. Timidly I crossed the rugged path, to find here all of a sudden an open invitation in the sky, and a friend's embrace in the air. In an unknown land, a voice that seemed ever known revealed to me a shelter of loving intimacy. Is that not a beautiful poem, a beautiful gift to a kind host? Let me talk about another anecdote from the history of Hyderabad. Now, this is actually called a collared dog on the throne. This was during the late 1600s. It was during 1680s, I think, when Aurangzeb was trying to capture Golconda Fort, and Hyderabad was then ruled by the Qutub Shahi dynasty, and the ruling king was Tana Shah. And Aurangzeb and his army tried very hard for months to actually, seize the fort of Golconda. But all their attempts failed. And one day, the angry Mughal king, he called upon his army men and he rebuked them for their ineffectiveness. And so, to cut it to the quick, one of the generals, Feroz Jung, he planned a secret sortie. At midnight, while he was on the ground, the other soldiers, they started climbing the walls of the Golconda fort. And there was a pariah dog in the vicinity. He saw the intruders and he barked. This woke up the garrison and there was a fight. And many soldiers of the Mughal army were killed and the entire operation was repulsed and it was a failure. Now, the next morning, this news reached Tana Shah, and he was very pleased that the timely bark of the dog actually saved the fort. And he made sure that the dog was brought to him, and he honored the dog with a silk coat which had a collar studded with diamonds, a gold chain, and also a crown. And the dog actually sat beside him on the throne. Now, nobody knows whether this is really true, but it is an interesting anecdote nonetheless. Likewise, there are many anecdotes and stories which I would love to share and love to talk about in a live storytelling session. And I am looking forward to converse with and meet you all eminent storytellers sometime. And thank you very much for hearing me out, and talk to you soon. Namaste.